Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GUT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way. From birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. In the headlines, 45-year-old male confirmed as newest COVID-19 case. Task force established to chart Grenada's way forward post-COVID-19. Pandemic offers glimpse of alternative future on Earth Day 2020. And coming up in sports, a groundbreaking signing-in with 24 hours of Darren Sammy being named St. Lucia Zooks captain. Details right after this message.
No, you can't stop this. We're out to get it with Lucas. Day and night, yeah, we're on this. I know you want this. Come on and taste the energy. Day and night, live your Lucas life. Live your Lucas life. Come taste the energy.
Good vibes only. Lucasade. Taste the energy.
Good evening from the GBN. I am Beverly Telesford. After several tests to confirm a suspected case of the COVID-19 coronavirus, health officials on Wednesday say the individual is now Grenada's 15th positive case of the virus. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has this report.
Grenada on Wednesday confirmed its 15th positive case of the coronavirus. The troubling results were delivered by COVID-19 response coordinator Dr. George Mitchell.
The individual is a 45-year-old male who, we announced to the nation, was admitted to the hospital on Sunday, April 19th, exhibiting symptoms consistent with COVID-19. Several screening tests were done at the local level on Sunday and Monday, and we already announced to the nation the results of these tests. We subsequently informed that we were going to run consecutive PCR tests on this individual, which we did, both at the local and at the regional level through CARFA. The final results came in this morning, and the individual is now officially declared positive for COVID-19.
The new COVID-19 case in question has no travel history, and as such, health officials are concerned about the possibility of community spread or community transmission.
He has been isolated in the COVID section of our hospital since Sunday night and is being treated for symptoms. Until now, all confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Grenada have been imported or imported related. This current individual in question has no travel history, and currently officials are yet to determine whether he has been in contact with any of the previously confirmed cases.
Dr. Mitchell said that the scope of testing possible contacts has been broadened.
Health officials have been in discussions with the employer of this individual, and employees have been asked to self-isolate. We have already commenced testing of every known contact of this individual, including his fellow employees, in keeping with our contact tracing protocol. In the days ahead, these efforts will continue.
He said that more than 600 rapid tests were conducted already, and a target to test 1% of the population is ongoing. Cherian Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Meanwhile, health officials say they are now into phase 5 of their COVID-19 response, but the acting chief medical officer has a request for Grenadians. More in this report.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Francis Martin says the way to succeed over COVID-19 is adhering to the protective guidelines as set out by government. The health officials are now into a new level of COVID-19 response.
We're in gear number 5, and that is TTT. Test, track, and treat. We got to get people tested. We got to track what they're doing and treat the circumstances that we find out. So this is where the investigations that Dr. Charles has said, the investigation is going to be gone into high gear as we try to test as much as we can, track those we need to track, and treat those.
In a virtual interview with GBN on Wednesdays to the Point with host Blossom Alexis Welsh, Dr. Martin called on Grenadians to stop asking for additional days to satisfy their comfort. He says that more days can put the country's COVID-19 response back to square one.
And the reason they ask for days is people don't want to make the sacrifices that they need to stay at home. This is an opportunity for your backyard gardening, so you don't need, yes, I know we need the farmers, but it's an opportunity for you to bunker down and find ways to function within yourself. Stop asking for more days. We're going to do the best we can to give access as we can, but the health of the nation must be our first priority, and the decision, we have to take that as our first priority.
As it relates to recovered patients of COVID-19, Dr. Martin is encouraging Grenadians to refrain from discriminating against these individuals when they return to their communities.
Let's not refuse to look at the psychological impact it can have on them and how society we're going to accept them. These are people who've gone through an infection and will become well, and for all intents and purposes will have the ability to rejoin society with no problems. I just hope that we as a people are going to not continue the stigma and discrimination against people of that nature.
Cherian Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Prime Minister and Chairman of Cabinet, Dr. Keith Mitchell, says he is extremely satisfied with the outcome of the first meeting of the task force mandated to examine ways to reactivate economic activity in Grenada post-COVID-19. Dr. Mitchell chaired the meeting on Wednesday, which brought together representatives of multiple sectors and associations, along with government officials. In his opening remarks to the attendees, Dr. Mitchell said the unprecedented global crisis stresses the need for collective action to determine the way forward. The Prime Minister commended participants for their commitment to serve. Elaborating on the role of the task force, Dr. Mitchell said, the task force will help to formulate and build on ideas and suggestions to stimulate economic recovery.
I think the key thing is we realize that COVID-19 has certainly changed the whole landscape of development and what's taking place in our country. It has affected the lives of almost every citizen of this country, but at all levels. The harsh reality that we have to come to terms with, that we have to learn how to work now and build our country in the context of COVID-19, because it's not going to go away overnight. And it means, therefore, that task force will then be helping to work and to build and suggestions and ideas and going forward as far as our economy is concerned. And to do that, we needed to have all stakeholders. And that I thought that we were able, on short notice, to get the presence of so many persons who have their own responsibility in these tough times to be at this meeting and to provide the kind of suggestions that we received. And the urgency which all the members seem to apply impressed me a lot, and I look forward to our working together.
Salute by Sound, an initiative of the Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation in partnership with the Grenada Tourism Authority, is calling on Grenadians to use instruments at their disposal, such as horns, drums, steel pans, etc., to make a loud sound wherever they are in salute to the nation's frontline and essential workers. GBN spoke with Communications Officer at the GTA, Ria Murray, about the initiative.
Since Grenada has been put under a limited state of emergency and also 24-hour curfew in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, our essential workers and our frontline workers have been out there working tirelessly to ensure that Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique remain safe and remain functioning. So we just wanted to do this initiative to get everyone on board in thanking our essential workers and our frontline workers for all that they are doing.
The exercise, scheduled for this Friday, begins at 7 p.m. and should last for 5 minutes. Chairperson on the GTA board, Brenda Hood, calls on everyone to support the initiative. The initiative is also supported by the Ministry of Health and the COVID-19 Task Force. We take a break, but still to come, bright side to pandemic revealed as the world observes Earth Day. This is News at 7. Stay with us.
Dear customer, please help us limit the potential impact of COVID-19. If you have cold, flu, or COVID-19 symptoms, please postpone your visit to Grenlec and ask someone you trust to do your business for you. We recommend using online banking to make payments, available through Co-op Bank, Republic Bank, and FCIB. You can also use check drop boxes at each of our locations. For bill balances and other information, call 237. For additional support, email customersupport@grenlec.com. If you choose to visit, you may have to wait outside because of the social distancing requirements. Our service may be slow, so please be patient with us. Have your account number handy to expedite service. Wishing you, your family, and employees health and wellness at this time.
Republic Bank assures all personal, small business, commercial, and corporate banking customers of our continued support during these uncertain times. We have extended a moratorium on all loans, including mortgages and student loans, for up to 6 months. However, there is an option to opt out of this arrangement only upon request. Late fees on credit cards, loan repayments, and overdrawn accounts are being waived, as well as penalties for early withdrawals of certificate of deposit accounts. These measures will be in place for 6 months. To opt out of the moratorium, please email us at customercare@republicgrenada.com by April 30th, 2020.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 350 local anywhere calls and texts. With the always-on prepaid plans, all for $25. Keep your number when you switch to Grenada's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
The Grenada Distillers Limited joins the government and people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique in the fight against COVID-19. Only together we can beat this pandemic. As a corporate citizen, we have temporarily stopped the production of rum, and our focus has been on the production of a sanitizing solution to assist in the fight against this dreadful pandemic. We have commenced free distribution to the senior citizens' homes, children's homes, and other vital organizations around the country, and made this product available to you at supermarkets and pharmacies island-wide. We encourage you to please listen and obey the guidelines issued by our health authority and the Royal Grenada Police Force. Together, and only together, we can beat COVID-19.
Our superheroes are all among us. They don't wear capes nor have superpowers. In fact, they appear to be quite ordinary. They are the ones who provide us with food. They are our farmers, our grocery store workers, our vendors. They are our fishermen. They are the ones who heal us, our doctors and medical practitioners. They are the ones who protect us, our police officers. They are all the other essential workers who make this period bearable. And how can we forget our teachers, dedicated to educating our children no matter the circumstance? To everyone who is doing their part to make sure the wheel keeps turning, Ariza says, thank you.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Republic Bank assures all personal, small business, commercial, and corporate banking customers of our continued support during these uncertain times. We have extended a moratorium on all loans, including mortgages and student loans, for up to 6 months. However, there is an option to opt out of this arrangement only upon request. Late fees on credit cards, loan repayments, and overdrawn accounts are being waived, as well as penalties for early withdrawals of certificate of deposit accounts. These measures will be in place for 6 months. To opt out of the moratorium, please email us at customercare@republicgrenada.com by April 30th, 2020.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome
Republic
back.
Bank.
Earth Day falls on April 22nd each year. The day was first launched in 1970, which sparked protest action for environmental reform. Earth Day 2020 is observed under the banner Climate Action. The theme reflects the enormous challenge, but also the vast opportunities of action on climate change, and distinguish the issue as the most pressing topic for the 50th anniversary. The details in this report.
The world is currently experiencing a decrease in pollution, which is one of the pluses coming out of the global lockdown brought on by the pandemic COVID-19. India, for the first time in so many years, is boasting of seeing the Himalayas due to a decrease in air pollutants. Today marks the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, when millions of people around the world are expected to mobilize to protect the planet. With the majority of the globe on lockdown, 2020 will be slightly different, with organizers asking people to rally online instead for the first ever Digital Earth Day. Speaking to Dr. Angus Friday, Executive Chair of the Atlantean Biosphere Program, says what people must realize is that the world would never be the same after COVID-19. He sees this as the opportune time to review and accelerate adaptation to renewable energy and other energy efficiency measures.
The good news with COVID-19 is that we are seeing less pollution for the first time globally. People in India being able to see the Himalaya mountains, for example, for the first time because of the lack of urban smog. So what this proves is that our global economy has the capacity to pivot and to change the way we do things very rapidly. And this is very good news indeed for climate change overall. In addition to that, there's a key concern that COVID-19 is causing a global recession, and therefore actions for adaptation could be one way of getting people back to work and of ensuring that we are ready for climate impacts.
During a discussion earlier today with the Global Commission for Adaptation, Dr. Friday says emphasis was placed on the urban water nexus and bold international action.
Overall, there is a concern globally, and this has been expressed also by the Global Commission for Adaptation, that with COVID-19, there's a danger that the world forgets about the dangers of climate change. But the climate change dangers basically continue. Even if we were to stop all pollution as of today, the atmospheric system has a certain amount of momentum and inertia built into it, where we would see that climate change processes and climate change impacts continue to happen for some time.
Christelina John, GBN News.
The presence of the global pandemic COVID-19 can be blamed for a number of changes, one of which is the latest announcement by U.S. President Donald Trump. Details in this report.
According to a BBC Online article on Tuesday, U.S. President Donald Trump says he will halt applications for foreign nationals seeking permanent residence in the U.S. because of the coronavirus crisis. A number of Grenadians are likely to be affected by this move. A day after he announced the move in an ambiguous tweet, Mr. Trump says the measures would protect American jobs. It is not clear how effective it will be, as most visa services have already been suspended because of the outbreak. The ban could be extended much longer, depending on how the economy is doing, he says. Democrats have accused the administration of using the pandemic to crack down on immigration. The issue has traditionally been a strong campaigning theme for Mr. Trump, a Republican, but has taken a backseat during the crisis and in the lead-up to the November elections. Christelina John, GBN News.
As e-learning fully comes on stream and students, parents and principals seek balance between schoolwork and the duties at home, the Ministry of Education says they remain mindful of the psychosocial support needed for all involved. Careful consideration is also being given to students with special needs during the physical lockdown of schools. We get the details on these developments from this story.
The Ministry Student Support Unit and Special Needs Unit are fully operational as students remain home, and Minister for Education Emmeline Pierre impresses that they will be expanded and further structured. During the Trinity term, Minister Pierre says its counsellors will be on call and available to students, principals and teachers privately. These counsellors, she adds, will also be on call-in programs and social media platforms for general support. The Education Minister highlights that a weekly online parenting program will be adopted for the improvement of parenting skills while increasing their ability to support online learning.
A guide to a structured timetable will be provided to schools, and the final timetables, which must cater for family time, mental breaks, fun time, and chores, will be shared with parents.
Especially for teachers, the minister says great consideration has been given to them as they work from home, assist their children who are also students, and do household duties.
We have been and continue to consider that our teachers and all other workers who are out there, while they are challenged to support their children at home, some of them are engaged in other work, and our same situation with our teachers. But we have gone further to extend additional services to our teachers through over 50 counselors that we have within the Ministry of Education. So that service is not restricted just to students, but to our teachers and our principals. And as they lead, we do understand that it's a challenging time for all of us to lead.
Minister Pierre notes that the school feeding program for needy students is being incorporated within the payment of the SEED program for the nutritional and social well-being of all students. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
A number of artists have come on board using their social media platforms to raise awareness on the dangers of the COVID-19 pandemic. Extempo has been the recent trend. However, a well-known stalwart in the Calypso arena has done it a bit differently. Christina John spoke with Finley Jeffrey, scholar, and has details in this report.
The message really to Grenadians is that this thing is not a short sprint, it's a marathon, really. We are in it for the long haul, so we should not really let up our guards. We should not let our guards down and become complacent, but we should keep struggling, keep fighting to kick this dreaded thing from here.
9-time Calypso monarch of Grenada, Finley Jeffrey, has once again put pen to paper in what he is best known for, strong lyrics. This time, Jeffrey teamed up with his daughter Zedelle Jeffrey. His song, entitled Song of Resilience, was written to remind Grenadians of their inner strength. This song, he says, also speaks of togetherness. To face this crisis at hand, he says, it calls for a collaborative effort with everyone doing their part to strike out the virus.
The song is a song of resilience. It's a song that goes to the heart of who the Grenadian is. The Grenadian is a person who has undergone historically struggles, who has overcome a lot of difficult times. And so this is what the song is saying. We have done it before, and we can do it again. We know that it is a dangerous virus, but we'll overcome. And so in the song is filled with metaphors and language that speaks to struggle, speaks to fight.
Part of his song addresses the long-term economic effect after the pandemic. Jeffrey hails his daughter Zedelle, who he said did an exceptional job in the production of this song. He's producer for his expertise, while at the same time observing the social distancing protocols, and special recognition was given to all of the frontline workers.
Finally, I want to tip my hat off to the police, the frontline workers, the health workers, the people who work in stores, the people who deliver, and so on, who have been doing a remarkable job fighting on the front line. They are the frontline people. They are the people who have drawn their swords and they are fighting for us, to keep us safe, to feed us and whatnot. I have never been more proud of our police force as I am now.
Here's a taste of Scholar's Song of Resilience. Christina John, GBN News.
We take a break, but still ahead, NADMA is fully prepared for hurricane season. Stay with us.
It's new, innovative and classy, and it cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&M Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&M Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatments. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Ofio.com. Sale. All the outlets, hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carnage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato, you can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound, lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 70 channels and 12 in HD. All for $200 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Welcome back. Air trade agreements between Petite Martinique and St. Vincent post-COVID-19 and a deeper and true appreciation for Cuban healthcare in the region were among matters brought to the Upper House of Parliament by Senator Ron Redhead recently. Jared Joseph has more.
Building on the statements made by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, who called for an end to the sanctions on Cuba and Venezuela as the world faces a pandemic, Senator Ron Redhead once more. Senator Redhead highlights that the region should not only learn from the knowledge and expertise of the Cubans, but incorporate it as the standard in their own countries.
It must be more than that. And this has nothing to do, but everything to do, Mr. President, with the health and the quality of the health, especially in public health, that they are providing. And I believe, Mr. President, as we emerge from COVID-19, that is the type of thinking that the region must have going forward.
The young senator also believes that the $50 million stimulus package is insufficient after considering the collapse of the tourism sector and the closure of SGU and many small businesses.
The slowdown, Mr. President, in our view, is going to create a debt crisis. So in my mind, and just to add to what the private sector representative was saying, we should not only do this now and then have to come back later. And in my mind, I believe we are not only going to have to be passing stimulus packages, but we are going to be looking in terms of debt restructuring again in the near future. We must keep that in mind, Mr. President, and we must begin to chart the course forward along those lines.
He again called for a diversification of the economy to mitigate against external shocks, which were made evident with COVID-19.
And so the quality of the policies that we are going to be putting forward, it must make sense in that context. Where do we go from here? The question of recovery, it is repeated over and over today. And what we are going to do different, not the same. Not just put something there and a loan here and so on, but something different.
Recommendations coming from the Senator are that key policy responses to fight the coronavirus should include strengthening health preparation and response capacities, among others. Proper management of the stimulus package is another concern expressed by Senator Redhead. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has announced contingency plans for both the current health storm, COVID-19, together with the upcoming 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. That was disclosed on Monday by the Acting National Disaster Coordinator of NADMA, Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre. Akeisha Felix has more.
The National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has been tasked with a number of responsibilities during the limited state of emergency. However, the agency, which deals primarily with disaster management, will have double the task come June 1st, the designated start of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. Acting National Disaster Coordinator for NADMA, Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre, said plans are in place for the upcoming hurricane season. However, he noted that some of these plans are being reviewed to adjust to the current state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique due to COVID-19.
That we are conducting concurrent activities. We are not sitting on our laurels while the hurricane season is just upon us. So we've been looking at our shelter inspection process, our coordinators. As a matter of fact, the COVID intervention has propelled some of our activities for the hurricane season. We have revisited most of our plans, our contact listings, etc., and our district readiness has been mobilized in response to the COVID issue. And our district coordinators have been positioned in the event that our services were required. So this gives us a jump start into the hurricane season. One of the things we have looked at in particular is how we will prepare our shelters in the event that the COVID situation rolls out into the hurricane season, and God forbid that it increases to another level, that we have to have the hurricane season and have the COVID to deal with. We've looked at isolation areas within facilities, separation areas, as to how that can be handled. So yes, we are fully aware of the hurricane season and we are prepared. We are being prepared for it. Thank you.
Superintendent McIntyre said while NADMA stands ready to deal with the hurricane season, full preparedness is solely on the state.
We are positioned as the state would afford us to. Whatever readiness we have, whatever resources we have, it belongs to the state. And our co-function is that of coordination. In this instance, we have a community health, we have a health issue, and so it is definitely driven by the health department, and so this is one of the reasons why you have not seen us for fronting most of the areas.
The forecast from meteorologists at Colorado State University is for 16 named storms to strike during the season, up from the seasonal average of 12 named storms. 4 of these storms are predicted to become major hurricanes. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
Meanwhile, NADMA will be used as a means of expanding the COVID-19 committee's reach to the population. This adjustment forms part of the organized national response mechanism to COVID-19 in Grenada. Details in this report.
An emergency operations system is fully functional within the NADMA headquarters building at Fort Frederick in Richmond Hill, St. George. To facilitate physical and virtual coordination, the facility serves as a site for inquiries, concerns, and the general dissemination of information concerning activities conducted by government and other state entities. This function was highlighted by Acting Disaster Coordinator at NADMA, Sylvan McIntyre.
Our functions, therefore, on a daily basis would include the routing of information. We facilitate any inquiries, and we direct and route anything that is relevant to the specific area, meaning that if any member of the public has a concern, a query, or would need further explanation or direction relative to anything that has been declared or ruled out by the RGPF, or as a matter of fact, any state entity. Most ministries are not operating, most government functions are performing virtually, and persons may not necessarily have the means of contacting these people. And this is exactly where we come in. We provide a supporting role for persons to be given the relevant information and to be directed accordingly.
The COVID Coordinating Center is now available between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily and through the 911 system after 5 p.m. in case of extreme necessity. This leaves NADMA better position to deliver on its mandate to coordinate the national efforts of the committee. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Officials from the St. George's University say, like many other institutions, they too had to adopt new strategies to execute an online education platform for some departments that were not used to this format. Rena Pear has more.
The St. George's University was able to establish an online education platform for its students to continue their educational journey in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. The transition process, according to Dr. Anthony Andel, Assistant Provost at SGU, was not extremely difficult, as it only required an expansion of what already existed. Dr. Andel also explained that the university has assisted students in ensuring that they have adequate material to work with.
The university has gone so far as to provide laptop devices for loaners for students who were not necessarily in possession of those computers, and likewise even working along with service providers to increase or to work on bandwidth in areas where students have low bandwidth, and even so far as providing hotspots, mobile hotspots for students so that they can attend these classes online. So I don't want to.
Understanding that the university provides a diverse group of study, Dr. Anders spoke of some of the challenges faced by the university in this regard.
For some courses, it would be a little bit more seamless in terms of those courses that are more theoretical. The challenges that arise are in courses where you have a strong practical component. But of course, in this environment, we're not functioning in a normal time. It has called for some innovation on the part of the lecturers in terms of how you can deliver that material to our students and to try to create, to the best extent, greatest extent possible, a similar environment that they would have had if they were attending face-to-face lectures. But
Dr. Andel was speaking at GBN's Beyond the Headlines on Monday. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Stay tuned now for this evening's ISAW compliments Clear Vision Eye Center.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight's ISAW features a photograph of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell on a treadmill. The photo was posted to the Prime Minister's Facebook page together with a written message encouraging Grenadians to continue daily exercise at home, undeterred by the restrictions brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. You can send in your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms. Stay with us. The weather and sports is up next.
Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno
and Parasol. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal, join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made. My name is Hollis Mr. Killamap, and I endorse this message.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with Tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with Tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with Tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with Tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
The Grenada Distillers Limited joins the government and people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique in the fight against COVID-19. Only together we can beat this pandemic. As a corporate citizen, we have temporarily stopped the production of rum, and our focus has been on the production of a sanitizing solution to assist in the fight against this dreadful pandemic. We have commenced free distribution to the senior citizens' homes, children's homes, and other vital organizations around the country, and made this product available to you at supermarkets and pharmacies island-wide. We encourage you to please listen and obey the guidelines issued by our health authority and the Royal Grenada Police Force. Together, and only together, we can beat COVID-19.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, partly cloudy and breezy with few light early morning showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 26 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Tides low at 9:30 p.m., high at 3:30 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:52. Weather for Thursday, April 23rd, partly cloudy and breezy with few light morning showers, improving as the day progresses. Weather for Friday, April 24th, generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few light showers. And weather for Saturday, April 25th, generally fair and breezy with few light morning showers, increasing in cloudiness at night with more frequent showers. Sports is up next. Stay with us. Good evening, sporting fans. Darren Sammy will return as captain of the St. Lucia Zouks for the 2020 season. Sammy has just finished a coaching stint in Pakistan and he will be back in his playing shirt this season. He will be captaining his home franchise once again. He has been part of the St. Lucia Zouks franchise since the inception of CPL in 2013. Newly appointed coach Andy Flower, weighing in on Sammy's appointment, says he can't wait to work closely with Darren and for the island of St. Lucia. Sammy, who is excited to be retained by the Zouks and to be captain this year, said the franchise is dear to his heart, and this year he's honored to lead the franchise one more time. Meanwhile, the St. Lucia Zouks have signed Chris Gale as their marquee player for the 2020 Hero Caribbean Premier League. Gale has played for the Jamaica Tallawahs and St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in the past. He has won the CPL title twice with the Tallawahs and played in the final with the Patriots in 2017. Gale is the leading T20 run scorer of all time, as well as the man with the most centuries in the format. He's also the leading CPL run scorer of all time, having made 2,344 runs at the tournament. Commenting on Gale arriving at the Zouks, Captain Darren Sammy says, "This is great news for St. Lucia Zouks, and for me as a captain to have the universe boss on my side. Chris is one of the most successful T20 batsmen in the world, and with his experience with our young openers, a lot can be learned from Chris." Coach Andy Flower also shared his thoughts, saying, "It's brilliant news that we have been able to get Chris Gale with us at this year's CPL 2020. The CPL is scheduled to take place between August 19th and 26th September, but the tournament organizers are currently watching the current situation with COVID-19 closely and are liaising with medical advisors and governments." That's it for sports. The Around the Globe is next. Now for the probe around the globe. In Guyana, President David Granger has informed the country's national coronavirus task force nothing should be done to delay the start of the recount process. This came via a communication sent to the Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM, through the National Coronavirus Task Force. More in this HGP TV report.
CTF Moses Nagamotu has indicated to the chairperson of the Guyana Elections Commission that consequent to an intervention by President David Granger, the task force have reviewed its previous decision in relation to the medical protocols for the CARICOM delegation. According to GCOM, the Prime Minister in his communication to the chair explained that the reason for the review was based on the President's insistence that nothing should be done or appears to be done that could delay the start of the recount process. As such, a task force have now provided two options for the CARICOM officials to utilize to ensure that they are medically cleared in light of the COVID-19 pandemic before participating in the national recount. The CARICOM officials identified to participate in a recount of ballots will have to undergo WHO-approved PCR COVID-19 tests in their respective home country prior to arrival in Guyana. They will be permitted entry on the basis that such test results are negative. If any official is unable to have such medical test conducted prior to arrival in Guyana, the Ministry of Public Health will have such a test done upon arrival in Guyana on condition that the official self-quarantines for a maximum of 48 hours while the test results are being ascertained. This information has been communicated to the CARICOM Secretary General, Ambassador Erwin LaRocque, who is required to communicate to the GCOM chairperson all decisions in this regard and the expected arrival of the team. Once all the details have been finalized, a commencement date for the national recount would be announced. Handel Duncan, HGP Nightly News.
A second wave of coronavirus cases in the U.S. could be even worse than the first, the country's top health official has warned. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention Director, Robert Redfield, said the danger was higher as a fresh outbreak would likely coincide with the flu season. It would put unimaginable strain on the U.S. healthcare system, he said. The U.S. has seen more than 800,000 cases, the highest in the world. More than 45,000 people have so far died. That's it for the probe around the globe. A reminder of the headlines is up next. Recapping the headlines, 45-year-old male confirmed as newest COVID-19 case. Task force to chart Grenada's way forward post-COVID-19 established. Pandemic offers glimpse of alternative future on Earth Day 2020. And in sports, within 24 hours, Darren Sammy being named St. Lucia Zouk's captain, a groundbreaking signing followed. You can continue to follow us online. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford, thanking you for watching.